Orienteering is a combination of physical activity, map reading and problem solving. It's often associated with the great outdoors, but your school site can be a great place to introduce orienteering. In orienteering, you use a map to locate and visit a series of control points, which, as you can see, are marked by numbers on the map. The enriched school orienteering maps, which are a bespoke map of each school site, identify 15 different control points around the school site. Each control point has a physical control marker that is installed, for example, on a fence or on a tree, etc. Each one of the 15 enriched orienteering control markers includes lots of different information: a picture of an animal, a sequence of 4 letters, and a sequence of 4 numbers. And each marker has a different animal and different numbers and letters. In orienteering, when you locate the control point using your map, you have to record a specified item of information from the control marker to show that you visited that control point. So, when children are navigating around an enriched school orienteering course, they may be recording the second numbers, or the third letters, or the fourth numbers, etc. from the markers at the control points that they have to locate. There are a great many alternative routes that can be followed around a single orienteering course, even when this is based on a relatively small area, such as a school site. There are endless potential variations to the sequence in which the 15 control points on enriched school and orienteering maps can be visited. And most activities would only involve children visiting a selection from the 15 control points, not all the 15. And this further increases the potential number of different routes that can be followed. And because there are so many different types and permutations of information on each control marker, children will always have to physically visit each of the control points from their course to record the specified information. This is an example of a simple orienteering course. It tells children which control points they must locate using their map, in this case 1, 7 and 11, and what information they need to record from the control marker when they visit each of the control points, in this case the third number from the sequence of 4 on the marker. When children do orienteering activities on their school site, they would usually do the activity in pairs or small groups, with groups staying together as they move from one control point to the next. The teacher may have given them a set time in which they have to try to complete the course. Orienteering is a great activity to enable children to develop map reading, problem solving and teamwork skills, as well as creating new ways for them to be physically active. However, it also creates opportunities for physically active learning in a range of different subjects and topics, particularly when the course has control markers which have lots of different types of information that can be utilised. So, when children have mastered basic orienteering skills, they can use these skills in learning activities in English, maths, science, in fact across the whole curriculum. So, for example, you can use the letters on our markers to fill in missing letters in words for spelling, vocabulary or modern foreign language lessons. In this activity, children use their orienteering map to locate specified control points. Each control point is linked to an interesting adjective with several missing letters, and there is a clue below the word, the meaning of the word. Children have to use one or more of the letters from the control marker to fill in the missing letters in the word. So in this case, the word is captivating, and there is a P and a G on the control marker at control point 1 that children can use to complete the word. When children are doing this type of activity, teachers can ask groups to return to them after they've visited, for example, the first 3 control markers on their course, so that the teacher can check for any misunderstandings or confusions. This next activity makes use of the 4 numbers that each marker contains to reinforce children's understanding of even numbers. Children use their map to find specified control points. At each one, they record the 4 numbers from the control marker. They then have to make as many even numbers as possible using these 4 numbers. The numbers from the control marker at control point 1 are 1, 3, 4 and 9. So children could make the even numbers 4, 14, 34 and 94 out of these numbers. But the markers don't only create opportunities for English and maths activities. So for example, children complete these multiple choice questions on the Great Fire of London and check each answer by visiting the specified control point. If the second letter on the control marker is the same as the letter against the answer that they selected, their answer is correct. These are just 3 examples of ways in which the enriched orienteering control markers can be used to create cross-curricular learning opportunities. But the sequences of letters and numbers on the markers create almost limitless potential to use orienteering for learning activities across the curriculum. And you can also use the pictures of animals on the markers. So in this example, we have a modern foreign language activity where children have to choose the correct French name for the animal on each marker. So orienteering isn't just a sport for the great outdoors. It works really well in school settings. Your Enrich Orienteering course not only creates a wealth of new opportunities for children to be physically active and to develop fitness, stamina and team working skills, but has almost limitless potential to create active and engaging learning activities across the whole curriculum.